This video was mainly inspired by Mir, in which there is a segment where Tarkovsky's father recites the love poem to a series of shots. This film is based off of a period of time during which I felt that this poem was very relatable based on some events in my life, and it's not something I look back on. Clearly, it's more based off of the emotions I had at the time. I tried to express that through a series of images, just as Tarkovsky did in Mirror. Since this film is about the loss of innocence and naivety, I wanted to imitate Tarkovsky by using the same things he had used in Mirror to create mise-en-scène: berries, milk, and rain. The poem actually talks about blackberries as a metaphor of something sweet that easily spoils. Milk itself is something I perceive as nostalgic, an evocation of a more innocent time, and having it spilled is pretty self-explanatory. The rain brings in that element of water that every Tarkovsky film has. In this case, I think it's both sad and calming, like the acceptance of an unpleasant truth. As Tarkovsky does, I try to employ long tracking shots and minimal cuts to allow the meaning of the scene to really settle. However, I decided to play with the focus a bit here. A lot of Tarkovsky's scenes has his actresses staring at their reflections, but I felt that a change in focus added a certain depth of meaning, like getting lost and finding yourself again. For lighting, I used low-key natural light for the dramatic, kind of somber and nostalgic effect that Tarkovsky achieves. The couch and the wood provide warm tones, while the daylight provides blue tones, which I found was a balance always found in Tarkovsky's shots. In this shot, I used soft wind and spilled water, as well as slow motion, as the poem winds down to create a feeling of loss and inevitability, which often happens slowly, subtly, and also painfully. And not only that, I feel that the tissue paper provides the type of delicateness that we so often see in a Tarkovsky film. Here I'm alluding to the famous levitation scene we see in Mirror, and Tarkovsky said that he likes using levitation scenes so much because they are very powerful, and I think that this poem takes an empowering turn at the end, and I feel as if a levitation scene would best portray that. Michelle's expression here is supposed to be enigmatic, just as the woman in Mirror's face is in one of the last shots when she looks directly into the camera during a picnic with her husband. It's an expression of power, strength, and wisdom, which I hope to portray here as well. I had to resist adding the sound of rain to the poem because when there is long periods of dialogue in Tarkovsky's films, there is little to no other sound in the background.